I am Frank the Tank from Michiana Festival of Beers, and I'm here to get drunk with buds.
Welcome, everybody, to Drunk with Buds, a show about trying new beers with some friends and having discussions you would normally have at a bar. As always, we get all of our beer information from the Untapped app. That's UNTAPPD. You can follow the show on there at Drunk with Buds.
What's up, Bud Dardians? Blase is not here, so Bruce will take the reins. I got my good friend right across the table from me, Hona.
Hello, good friend.
And as you heard from that very loud and excited intro, Frank the Tank is back. Welcome, Frank.
Thanks, guys, for having me once again.
Yes, sir. Four Pete.
All right, we're going to bring up the first beer here. Once I get my Untapped up. I didn't realize I was assigned this one first.
I didn't either. I thought it was a red ale, but it's not.
It's not.
It is not. And Frank hasn't had it before. Right, Frank?
Sorry, guys, I got to tell the truth.
No, Frank, is this the first time this year? Maybe the recipe's changed.
He had it like last week.
No, I had it like 5 years ago.
Oh,
okay. It might be entirely different.
Yeah,
now.
it might be a whole different thing. Maybe it's smoked.
It's a revisit for him.
Maybe it's a smoked brown now.
He's back from the dead because it's Nosferatu Double Red IPA. Great Lakes Brewing Company, a red ale, also an Imperial Double IPA, 8% ABV with 70 IBUs listed. There has been two friends have checked it in for an average score of 3.48, but 68,000 people have checked it in for an average score of 3.8. The Great Lakes Brewing Company is a regional brewery at Cleveland, Ohio. Style Guide says, now playing Sink Your Teeth into this rich, roasty red double IPA with a frightfully delectable hop bite. This should be malty, hoppy, smooth, strong, and caramely. All right, let's get your first sips.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Hop Station does carry this. Hop Station are a good sponsor. Shout out.
And Hacienda.
Ooh, not a sponsor.
But they still do. And it's local. So anyway, this is caramel. I definitely taste the caramel, the maltiness. Frank off air said it tastes, you get the hop at the end.
I don't get that.
I don't know if I do.
No,
It's at the aftertaste. You get
like that weird.
You get it when you kind of when you like get your breath, you know, or if you burp one up, it kind of
it rises from the dead from your gullet.
Exactly.
So I feel like if you take a little bit bigger of like a sip or something like that, then you kind of get a little bit more of the hoppiness.
I mean, yeah, I would take a nice size drink of it first to get those hoppy notes that you need to know. So that's usually your go-to with this beer.
I think honestly they would have been better off just making it a red ale, double red ale or some shit.
Maybe.
Because I'm not a fan of you guys trying to mix IPAs with shit. Because then you get the hoppiness when I was enjoying the malty caramel flavor. And then all of a sudden I got the hop at the end when I took that little bigger of a drink. And I'm like, man, that kind of ruined it for me.
I don't know. I feel I taste the caramel notes. I taste the malty notes. And in it just fizzles with like an ember of flame. Like it just kind of has a small burntness to it.
It's the double IPA hop burn that you get.
Yeah,
that's what you're getting.
But I'm not getting that floral, the hop floral. I'm not getting of the.
Well, it is
the
a
things
double,
I hate
right?
about IPAs.
I mean, definitely when you breathe in and out, you could feel it. You could feel the floral right then and there. At least that's what I get.
Yeah.
Due to my palate.
Yeah. I think I'm tasting the IPA, and that's like the thing I don't like about hops, but I do like double IPAs. But I love everything else about this drink except for the fucking finish. Well, that's just me.
That's just
I wish it wasn't an IPA finish. I wish it was just a straight up ale finish.
Well, that unfortunately, that's not what Great Lakes does with their
the can art.
What do they do? What do they usually do?
With a double IPA. So usually I like to make sure when I make it that you do a lot of stuff in the secondary fermentation when you let things sit with a little bit of dry hoppiness that you would do. You dry hop during secondary, and that usually gets your double IPAs up there as far as the flavor notes that you want to bring out.
Yeah.
So that's how you get those to come out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish they didn't do IPA. But yeah, I digress.
So, while we're talking about and drinking this beer, let's talk a little bit more. Let's catch up with you, Frank. We're gonna do some pub talk.
Yes, we are.
Welcome to Pub Talk. This is all about you, Frank, this day. Well, a little bit about you and a little bit about what we've been doing the last time we've seen you. But, like, what's up, man? What have you been doing?
Well, currently getting this festival going on.
What festival could this be?
The Michiana Festival of Beers coming up this coming weekend over at the Fairgrounds.
Yes, sir.
From
New
2
location.
to 6.
New location. It's
Yep.
I like that spot, though.
Yep. It's at the Fairgrounds this year. So come on out and have some fun.
It's one of the best festivals in northern Indiana every year. I look forward to it.
We try to make it that way. Sorry for the location change, but unfortunately with South Bend Cubs doing their thing, trying to renovate that thing, it pretty much forced our hand to try to find a new venue. So
that's okay. Next year, the ballpark will be better.
We unfortunately, I think they're doing this stuff in segments. So one year they're going to do one thing, and then they're going to do it again this year, the following year, to do some more renovation to it. So I'm pretty sure we're not going to be there again
for couple years.
At least a couple of years until they get that thing all solidified. So be patient with us. So we'll keep you informed. But anyway, stay tuned for what's going to happen next year. So, but for this year, I think we're in a good shape because we were scrambling, because there's like umpteen other things going on the same day, because there's the corn maze one, there's that one at Seeds. I think there's something else going on somewhere west of the state. But there's a lot of competition out there on this day because everyone probably knew that, Notre Dame wasn't having an away game or a home game. So they were like, hey, let's schedule something here.
Yeah.
So we were scrambling, trying to figure out what we were going to do. So, but luckily enough that the H Fairgrounds were a good enough option for us this year.
Yeah, a lot of festivals happen there.
Yeah, a lot of events.
And I've ended up at those festivals like more than I usually do this year, but it's a nice spot. Yeah. Are you guys gonna have like what's it called? Oh my God, jousting?
No, it's not the medieval time.
Well, I mean, it depends on how much someone's drinking.
They got jousting.
Well, unfortunately, there's no jousts.
Damn. One of these days they're gonna do a hybrid.
Kick a fence and take a post.
Unfortunately, no livestock either. So,
what is someone just right on top of you, Frank?
Hell yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You are the tank.
I know. Try to take this down, right?
Yeah.
So the H Fairgrounds is going to be excellent. A lot of space to move around. You're not going to be cramped and stuff like that. And I hope we have good weather. Oktoberfest is, we still get that Indian summer around here, so that'll be perfect.
I mean, last I checked, it's going to be in the 70s for that weekend. So I'm feeling optimistic that it's going to be a decent day. So hopefully we'll have a great weather for it.
Now, where can we get tickets again on tap?
festivalbeers.us. They'll take you to a link on the webpage, and they will take it to you. So
Nice. And what's the ticket prices? Are there still any early access still, or are we
Yes,
down?
we are still doing early access, so we'll be doing that up until the day of. So we'll cut it off sometime before the fest starts. That way we can have if people want to show up, they can buy tickets at the door. So tickets this year are a little bit higher, but not too much higher. 60 for VIP. 40 for general admission, and there's a $5 designated driver entrance. So we'll raise the ticket price the day of just a tick higher for that. So anyway, those are the details on that.
And we're raising money again for someone?
The Resale to the Rescue, which has been our partner for a couple of years now. So we're going to continue with them as long as we possibly can.
Love them. They're essentially, they make money by picking and selling stuff and doing these events, and then money goes to pet shelters and things like that.
Yep,
across the
all
area.
those local welfare places for the animals.
Freaking love pets.
Yeah.
I know you do. You have a couple right here.
Is there any big time vendors? Anything you want to shout out?
Well, obviously you guys are going to be there.
Stop, Frank. Stop.
Big
Dude.
time.
Come on, dude.
We got the two bearded guys. We got the Michiana beer reviewers. We got the Wildwoods people coming out there. So we got some food vendors. We got Rico Suave coming out.
Ooh.
We got
Are they tacos?
pretty sure they're
I just
tacos.
thought it was like a runway, and he's too sexy for his clothes.
And we also got the Monterey, who is our band sponsor this year. So our band this year is Ben in the Jam is the name of their group. Found these guys over at Bare Hands, so those should put on a decent show for us.
There's a band out there that's kind of local. They're younger dudes, but they're still killing it. They're kind of killing it around the local scene. So maybe next year, or maybe eventually you might have them as like a second band or something. The Homemade Conspiracy. They like to play like typically their own music, and then they do covers of like probably music I used to listen to, which is like emo music, like emo, like post-hardcore type shit. And I'm like, I like it, but they know how to like, I don't know how to describe it. You have to look them up, but I just like to give them a shout out because they are killing it right now in our local area, where like they just played at Indiana Beach too and stuff like that. So they're actually kind of growing, and they played a couple shows at the Blueberry Festival and stuff like that. So I'm like, if you guys ever need like a band, maybe hit them up too, because they're kind of killing it right now.
We'll take a look in the near future, so
Yeah.
we'll have to get that information sometime.
Yeah.
But should be a great time. I'm glad we were able to kind of pull this off, considering the venue change this year.
Yeah,
So it's just one of those things where I was like hoping that this would turn out good.
Yeah.
How many vendors of beer and wine and et cetera you guys got this year?
We're looking at over 30 coming to the event this year.
Nice.
So you get all your local favorites, and then you get some others along the way.
I know is Hop Station going to be there again?
Yes, Hop Station is our presenting sponsor, so they are bringing their heat as well.
Nice. So there's a bunch of area local breweries and some non-local breweries in. Any like ones you can shout out that you know for sure they're going to be there?
We got Transient coming. We got
You got Studebaker.
Yep, just Studebaker is coming. Got Beer Zombies from Salt Lake City. We got Avron Brewing, Arcane Ale Works.
Oh, I love Arcane.
We got E-Brewery coming. Final Gravity, Gnosis, Hop Butcher, Lakeville's coming.
Nice.
Duncan.
We got Mortalis out of New York.
They actually have their own like booth.
Or
are
no,
they,
they're gonna be under the Hop Station tent.
Okay, Mortalis is fucking awesome.
Yes, they are.
Phase 3, Pigeon Hill, Pipeworks, Revolution. Even though Seeds ain't gonna be there personally, but Seeds will be there. Silver Harbor, We got new and upcoming one, the Tipsy Terrier. So we also got Upland coming and Vandermill.
Nice. So that's a stacked lineup.
I'm gonna be so drunk.
And there's more to come.
Me too.
Because there's usually some last minute guys that like this to register at the end. So
okay.
Yeah. So
I'm so stoked. I love this festival. And so it's always just a blast to have get to hang out with the local brewery and all the crews and stuff.
Now the biggest vendor that you didn't mention is the Mega Tent's going to be there, right? This is who's throwing the festival, and
yes,
Mega is homebrewers, right?
Mega, and the Marshall County are going to be there as well. So we got our big brothers from the South helping us out too. So.
Yeah, dude.
So it's all sort of a homebrew club. So you got a bunch of homebrew brews are going to be being poured there,
yes,
right?
Both home brewers come with their heat as well, because we like to bring out a lot of masses as far as beers wise, because we fill up that tent pretty well.
Yeah, there was last year you guys had this one, either you or the Marshall County. You guys had this one that you guys said it's not good at all, but it's the one you guys just put together to kind of just have people try it and see how they think of it, but they said that it's not good at all. This is the only one that they put on there that they're it's for people that like to experiment or
I'm pretty sure that's a Marshall County thing, because I don't think that's us.
Yeah, because I tried it and I was like, ugh. And I was like, yeah, this is really bad. And they're like, yeah, we know, but we just put it on here just because to fuck with people or whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's
trick.
I was like, hey, I'm always down to try shit, especially when it's at a beer fest.
Yeah.
So, but don't quote me on it though.
I think it was, because I think I talked to them at Hops and Drops and they said, oh, it was this, but I couldn't remember. But they're not Mega, so I totally forgot. Yeah. But yeah.
Are you going to unveil what type of beer you're brewing yourself this year?
Yes, I got a smoked brown coming. It's going to be called You Don't Want No Smoked Brown. So I got that thing clocked in at 6.6%. So,
God damn,
it's a pretty full body beer.
Frank, have you been brewing anything else during the year since last we've seen you?
Well, I've done some experimental beers. I've done a lot of smash beers.
Like the burger?
No, not really. So anyway, the last smash I did was called Palisades Promise. So I used Golden Promise as the base malt, and I used Palisades hops as the hop, and I finished it with some London Yale yeast. So that turned out pretty well. It was super grassy because that's one of the characteristics of that hop is it's super grassy, and I like earthy hops like that. That just digs at you and oh yeah, good stuff. So that was one of the ones I experimented with, and but that's the last one I had all brewed up. So I've been busy last couple of years, so it's been hit or miss as far as me brewing wise.
You've been helping out when people brewing at different breweries and stuff though?
On occasion, I did one with the last one I did was with Duncan over at Lakeville. We did a Boba Fett inspired beer, called it Fett's Revenge. So John and I got crazy with the recipe. So I threw in my sense and he threw in his sense and managed to make a pretty decent beer.
Nice. What style was it?
IPA.
Okay. That's awesome. I love when you guys just experiment shit. I love it. Because I'm always like, oh man, that's what I would do. If I was just like a brewer, I would be like, I just want to try stuff.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, the combinations are endless. The possibilities are endless of what you can do to a beer. Yeah. As long as you kind of stay true to certain style points, you'll be fine.
Yeah, because then you could just experiment with a certain stuff, but as long as you keep the base, right?
Yep.
Okay. I remember one time my sister just shared the photo to us, and my brother had like all these growlers or some shit, whatever, and he's holding them smiling or whatever. She goes, "Whatever happened to these?" He goes, Yeah, they went bad. We had to dump those out. And it was like years ago. And he goes, thanks for reminding me. Because whenever he tries to do it, it doesn't come out that good. Because he just, I don't know. Something happens, but he's always wanted to get into it and stuff like that. But
I mean, there's a lot of things that could combo why his beers haven't turned out so well. It could be a fermentation issue mainly because if there's a slight problem with how it gets done, maybe there's something didn't get cleaned very well, because you got to be very sanitized to make a beer as far as when it comes to that point. Yeah. after the mash, because once it gets boiled, all that stuff is boiled out, all the bad stuff. So but during the fermentation, if something doesn't get cleaned right, it's not going to turn out right. Okay. You're going to get 5 times out of 10 you're going to get an infection.
Yeah, he has plenty of those.
So has there any beers that you come across in festivals this year, or other home brewers you're like, oh God, or like something that came out of a festival that you just like, took you back and you're like, this is a pleasant surprise? Honestly, I can't remember.
Uh-huh.
At Hops and Drops, I didn't get to go out that much, but there was a surprise, like a lemon tart sour that tasted kind of like lemon meringue. So it was very vanilla-y, and then the lemon at the end. It was very. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting this thing, but it wasn't too sweet or tart that like you got tired of it real fast. It was just like. There's a nice light balance that surprised me.
It was like a sipper, right? You could do.
Right, well, I feel like I could crush it. I could crush it. It was light enough, and without being too sweet or too tart, that you wouldn't tire of the taste very fast. So I like that. I am a big sour fan, and usually I like the ones where I just drink the one and I'm done with that, for the day. But with this one, I was like, this is like they found a way of taking that flavor profile and making it sessionable, where you can just crush a bunch of them in a row without getting tired of it.
I get that with most lagers and most pub style beers, like more of your less than 4% beers that you can crush just a ton of them and not feel a thing. But at least some of the lagers I've had, like an Italian lager that Windmill made, and or a Polish lager that I made at one point for a family function, which turned out pretty well. So, or that English mild that I did a while back with some of my members from the club, which turned out really, really well. So,
never in my life have I heard of a Polish lager.
Yeah, but
I just don't. For me, I don't hear about like Italian lager either. And I'm just like,
well, we've had a bunch of Italian lagers on the show.
Well, the closest one you could probably think of is Peroni.
We did have that one. Right?
That's
Polish?
That's Italian.
Yeah, because we had that one time because we've had
a bunch of Italian pills on the show.
We had, Pilsners, not lagers.
That's still.
No, sorry, not a lager, dude.
But yeah.
Okay. It's just you just put anything in front of it. I can be like Arabian lager or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had that. Israeli lager, never had that. Okay. Is that a thing?
Maybe.
Could be.
A lager made
That's
in
what
Israel.
It sounded like to me, though, you know what I mean? Because I've never heard of that. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, no, you've had it. And I'm like, oh, shit.
I
never thought of it as like a Polish lager or Italian lager.
You hadn't checked Czechoslovakian lager before.
What the fuck?
So I did. It really came out really well. That a Polish lager. People loved it over at the Hops and Coaster Drops last year. So I was pretty proud of that one. At least my family loved it too, because my other half is a Polish side. Oh, so nice. So I called it Dangus Lager.
That's awesome, dude. Fuck. Like I said, I just like to try everything. So like that to me right now, I'm like, damn, I need to try that in my life. But yeah, so what
let's talk about this beer. What do we think of it?
So this was like an 8.4%. I'm kind of feeling it because all I had today was Andy Capp's hot fries from the gas station, and so I'm feeling pretty good off this. I'm feeling pretty warm. The hops aren't really bugging me towards the end of this because now I'm just used to it.
Because it's there.
Yeah, and it's just there. I got used to it, but I do wish it wasn't. But whatever.
To each its own.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you're not going to please everyone with every single beer you come out there. Someone's going to either hate it or love it. It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, and it depends on what you like.
Yeah,
I don't like the hoppiness of any IPAs.
It's a taste. It's a certain style taste that you're used to.
But if you Great Lakes, you're probably not listening, but if you are, if you ever come out with one of these, but an actual red ale or something like that, double red ale, I would try it, and I probably would like it better than this. But other than that, for what it is, an IPA, I'm going to give it a 3.25. It is drinkable. It's just the aftertaste is what's kind of getting to me from going any higher.
How about you, Frank?
I'm giving it a 4.5 because I like this beer. It's been a while since I've had it, so I really, really like it. It's nice. It's right there in the middle as far as what I'm looking for in this style.
So I know you said you had it like 5 years ago, but like, does it kind of take you back to when you first had it, or is it like slightly different?
It's tastes just about the same. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Right.
So I'm of the impression like it's a really good beer. I like these styles. I even though I'm a pub style beer drinker, but I also sway from time to time.
Right.
So this is nice. I mean, I could do a couple more of these.
And this is probably
especially on tap. It tastes a lot better off the keg.
I can see that. I can see that. Everything tastes better.
Because you can't hone in the essence of a beer inside of a can as well as you can off the tap. Mm-hmm. Because it as we all know, it tastes better off tap than off of a can or a bottle.
So is this like a seasonal beer then? I assume.
I assume.
I'm just saying because you're not gonna have
It's Nosferatu,
all
yeah.
time, but
it's a seasonal beer. It's not it's not something that gets it's not an everyday or that they have.
How long do you think this lasts out, like seasonal wise? Like
I bet
until just about November.
Yeah.
So maybe
2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good riddance. I'm playing.
All right. So at first I wasn't a big fan. I didn't dislike it, but as I was going, it just stays with you and it kind of grows on you in a good way, not a bad way. Like, oh no, like I gotten this moss covered on me and now I'm just the moss man, you know, like I just live with it. It was a good kind of feeling. Like I'm like, and I didn't get used to it either. It wasn't like, I've had so much of this now that I'm just used to the taste or anything like that. Like it grew on me. I got the subtle notes. The caramel was good. I think it feels right for the season. That's probably why it's a definite seasonal beer. I got fall vibes from it. So I was hanging around at 2.75, but now I'm going to go 3. It's good. And I would have another one if someone, you know, I don't know if I'd order it at a bar on my own, but if someone's like, hey, this is for you, you know, I bought you a beer and this is one, I'd thank them. I'd be like, this is a good beer. I appreciate the buy. You know where you can get that? You can buy that at Hop Station. So let's just talk to them.
Looking for a cool craft beer bar? Hop Station Craft Bar has over 30 rotating taps and hundreds of bottles and cans to enjoy. They also do can purchases for carryout. Not a fan of beer? Well, you're in luck because they have a unique cocktail menu as well. So come enjoy the arcade games, dart boards, and the pool table. Oh, did we forget to mention the food? Whether you want street tacos or delicious pizza, you can't go wrong. With the outdoor patio, it won't be hard for you to find the perfect spot to relax. So head down to Hop Station, the #1 craft beer bar in Indiana. You'll find them on 318 Union Street, Mishawaka, Indiana. Yeah, I'm so mega. I'm so mega like a festival, man. I'm feeling like a vegetable. I'm eating all this shit, man. I'm covered in insane, hey, yeah. I'm so mega. I'm like Ultron in this motherfucker. I just be doing shit, man. What am I even on? I just be doing it, and I'm spitting it like a camel. like a camel, and I'm mega in the motherfucker Megatron. Man, he is transforming everything I'm on, and I'm loving it, dude. All of this shit on all night.
That's Decepticon.
Hey, free beats, no copyright. Mega free type beat 2024. Beats provider on YouTube. Welcome back. Frank the Tank's in this motherfucker.
Frank the Tank. What beer are we drinking now?
So right now we are drinking Ruby Raspberry by Mad Anthony, and it is a wheat beer, fruited, 4.7% ABV, 8 IBU. 4,100 check-ins for 3.57 out of 5. Mad Anthony Brewing Company is in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Shouts out.
And Style Guide says, a light wheat ale infused with an abundance of Oregon raspberries for an intense yet harmonious union of fruit and beer. Gold medal winner, Great American Beer Festival 2012.
Look at that. GABF.
That's right. And then one of our friends gave it a check-in in 2021, and they said, tasty treat, hits the spot, but only a taster is okay, my son. 3.5 out of 5.
That's a pretty good score.
That was Philip T.
Yeah, Philip T.
That's my buddy.
Well, this is a chef kiss. I like raspberries. I like a good wheat beer. It's a good mix of both of them.
Yeah, that's way better than what I remember. I obviously was not into sours or this flavor back then.
You don't like wheat beers. You're on record and not being a big
but
wheat
I do.
beer.
But I love raspberry.
Yes, and then what wheat?
It tastes like cereal.
A little bit. I give you that.
It tastes like Trix milk. The milk of the fucking Trix. I went too far.
Yeah,
it tastes like cereal.
We just had a wheat beer a couple episodes ago that you're like, oh, this is gonna be terrible, and you're like, oh yeah, this is pretty
good. And then
good.
I hated it.
You loved it. Frank, what's your first thought?
It's so refreshing, dude. I'm loving it.
He's McDonald'sing it.
Well, I want to do it justice. I don't want to, say ill will or
it's first taste. So then later you might think differently.
You're not ranking it yet. You're just giving your first thoughts. What does it taste like to you?
This is definitely something you would probably drink during the summertime.
Absolutely.
For sure. Because this is if you think summertime, you think light, you think of fruit, because picnics and family gatherings, 4th of July, type of beer, definitely hits you with the raspberry for sure. Front end and back end, because you get the raspberry aftertaste, and the wheat definitely balances out. So my first impressions, pretty drinkable beer.
Yeah.
So, but would it be something I gravitate towards? Not a whole lot, but I will definitely drink it if it's in front of me.
Yeah.
That's my initial thoughts.
I think it's so refreshing, but I definitely agree with the summer. I agree, maybe a spring too, but definitely not right now.
Late spring for sure.
Definitely not right now, but
early spring too much.
I'm happy I'm having it now, but it would be better during those times.
I just think it's because it tastes like something like if I'm outside, like last.
Well, it's
last
still
weekend,
September,
right? But last weekend, at the Loggers in Lawrence, it was hot as hell, and then I didn't even realize I was hot. I'm wearing black and shit, and I'm fucking just drinking these beers. And
that was your first mistake.
Yeah,
wearing black.
I know.
Cray.
My wife was in a bodysuit. Black bodysuit, and she was like, so she stayed underneath the tent. But I was out there going. But I actually did not even feel like I was dying because all these beers, I was just like, usually they make me hot, even hotter. So I thought I was gonna die out there, but honestly, I didn't. I think it saved my life, and I think this would have been amazing last weekend, outside in that moment. But yeah, that's my comparison. Definitely feel like this fall chill, it's not good for this season, but I'm a raspberry fan. This is hitting the spot for me. But seasonal wise,
it's still, to be fair, it's still in the 70s right now. So, I mean, theoretically could still
be drinking this, baby.
Still be doing
It's
this.
just raspberry enough to be great. I like the
But
tartness.
if I had to choose a time, it'd be middle spring.
Naked, like on a beach or something.
Oh my. Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, you're good. You didn't bring up being naked. I like the raspberry. It's strong enough to not be overpowering. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's tart without being too tart. And like you said, the wheat balances it all the way through from first taste to swallow, the aftertaste and all that stuff. It's so far, I'm loving it even now. But yes, I agree. The hotter it is, the better this will be. It would be more refreshing for those times. And a definite lawnmower kind of beer. Like you just mowed the lawn and your wife just brings you, or your girl or your guy, whoever, bringing you something to drink, hands it to you. This will be a fitting one. So speaking of things that are fitting for us, we're going to go into our top shelf. Let's reach on up high and grab those premium bottles. Top shelf in this motherfucker.
So it is October by the time this is out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna say let's get into the horror vibes, man.
Yeah.
I'm a horror movie freak.
I'm not a freak. I love horror movies.
You're a
but I'm not
freak for sure,
okay,
though.
I'm
But yeah, we're gonna do the top 3 horror / scary movies. I mean, I guess if you like thrillers, we'll throw those in there too. Fuck it, because I know you said you don't really care for horrors too much. So if you have any thrillers, I guess that can count too.
We go 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we can do 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
And then you can go first.
Oh, I'm gonna go first. All right, giving people some time.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Evil Dead 2. Yes, there is comedy a part of it, but there are very scary parts. I do enjoy the first Evil Dead more of as a movie, but it doesn't scare me, and it's not as scary as Evil Dead 2. So Evil Dead 2 is my number 3. Sam Raimi directing, Bruce Campbell in there. It's just, all around great. It's like sort of a remake / sequel. It really depends on,
Saw Sam Raimi last month.
Mega?
No, at Flashback Weekend in Chicago. They had a horror con. So because the part of the reason why I went, because I went to the Warriors movie was being celebrated for having 45 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they had most of the cast there. So I was like, I got to take advantage of this.
Yeah. Hell
so
yeah.
Sam Raimi was there hanging out with a bunch of people because they were doing the stuff like that for that.
Oh, that's so badass.
Such a great con. I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but it definitely exceeded my expectations. I never thought of a horror con, but hey, it works.
Yeah, lots of fans for horror, man. Love it. The genre is great. Celebrating the Warriors too, man. That's a classic.
Warriors.
I love that movie. I discovered that movie because of Rockstar Games came out, the Warriors game. Mm-hmm. If you guys remember that one.
Yeah.
And I freaking love that game. So then it made me watch the movie, and I was like, wow.
Then you should have spun off into like Escape from New York and Escape from LA. That's similar vibes.
Oh, nope, didn't. Didn't even think about those.
What did you think about? What was your number 3?
So my number 3, I would say, is Evil Dead 2013.
Oh, good.
I freaking love that movie. It's scary. It makes the series seem more serious than Army of Darkness was and Evil Dead 2. They knew what they were. They were B comedy, B horror movies. But they did it great, blah, blah, whatever. But Evil Dead 2013 turned it into a serious movie that made you feel like this shit could be real and like just scared the shit out of you.
The one thing I take from that movie in particular is it brought dread into the franchise. Like this over sense of dread.
Yeah.
When the other ones were like scary and jumpy, but there was no like serious vibes of dread going through there. So
and there's my favorite part, and then of course this is why I love this movie, because it came out with like one of my favorite shots is where she has the chainsaw and it's blood raining everywhere, and she's taking out the demon or whatever, and it's just a fucking side shot of them doing the chainsaw to the face. Oh God, I love that scene. It's so good. I love that. And then they tried to do an Evil Dead Rise, but they didn't do that as well. But whatever.
No, that's different thing.
Totally different at all.
Yeah. No. Frank, number 3.
Due to the fact that I love this guy for everything he does, and I just saw him last weekend at Riot Fest. Rob Zombie's The House of a Thousand Corpses.
Nice, yes.
So that would be my number 3 because Rob Zombie, he knows what he's doing. He's very creative in his art, being musically or visually. So to come up with that movie, was good.
I remember when that was his first movie.
Right?
And it was hard to get to because it wasn't widely released. I remember being down at IU.
It was like straight to DVD type shit.
No, it was released in movie theaters, but like maybe 3 per state, especially in the Midwest. That and
visually it was stunning.
Yeah. So like there was a lot of things working against it, but like I remember like people who loved the horror films down at IU, they're like, oh, this theater in Indianapolis, like people were driving, 45 minutes to go find a theater to be able to check it out because it's Rob Zombie. It's his first, what's this, hard, metal rocker, what he's doing because he hadn't really done anything before. And then because of that, he had the sequel. And then because of those
Devil's Rejects.
And
that's a great trilogy.
And then they gave him the they was like, okay, let's give him Halloween. That's, then you get all the other things.
So I actually did enjoy his Halloweens. I don't know about the second one, but I did like the first one. But it's funny, though, because the first time I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, I was like on a double date with my buddy. And then that's how we saw it, but I don't really remember it. I don't know who they were. But I just don't really remember the movie, actually. So then recently I bought the actual Rob Zombie collection type shit. And it had that on there. And I'm like, oh, I'll throw it on. And I'm like, I don't remember any of this happening. But I didn't get to finish it because we kind of just had it on and fell asleep. But I got to go back and actually finish it. But I did watch the Devil Rejects. Those ones are fucking great. I like that one. What's that weird one though that they had? There was one where they went like underground into like this mining tunnel or some shit.
I think you might be thinking of Rejects. Nope, I think you might be thinking of Hills Have Eyes.
Is that it?
Yeah, which has been remade a couple of times, so I don't know.
I think it was Hills Have Eyes 2.
No, there is a Rob Zombie movie. But sure? Go on.
But it has that type of vibe to it.
Did it have Jensen in it? Was it when he played the miner that was killing people? Jensen Ackles? I can't remember the name of it. But okay, my number 2 is The Event Horizon. It's a space horror where they find this ship that disappeared and it had some kind of technology where it would like bend space so they could go through it. And what the problem was, they found something in that space in between the spaces going through there, and it killed everyone on the ship. And then it's this Lawrence Fishburne's in this. It's scary from the beginning to the end of that movie. It's a late 90s movie. It's very scary. Sam Neill, and it's like they try to remake it like 10 years later. Not a straight remake, but the same idea. It's called Pandorum, where like
Ben Foster.
Yeah, he wakes up and what's going on with the ship and stuff like that. So it has a similar tone and stuff like that. That's my number 2. And while he's doing his work there, let's reverse it this way to you. What's your number 2?
If you're gonna do Event Horizon, I'm gonna raise you with The Thing.
Okay.
That's a great
I
movie.
think it's a great horror film, but I don't think it's a scary horror film to me.
Yeah, but back in the day, it definitely frightened some people.
Yeah, I mean,
that was like
Jaws doesn't scare me anymore, but it scared the shit out of people.
That was early '80s.
Yep.
The graphic design and all that stuff wasn't as great as it is now.
No, but it was.
But for the time, it definitely did the job.
Yes, it did.
It definitely gave you nightmare feel. Mm-hmm. So, John Carpenter at his best. I mean, who could go wrong with freaking Kurt Russell? And those guys were at that horror con. So all of them were pretty much there except for Russell himself and John Carpenter. So it was pretty cool watching that one. I think that one was second.
So this list, man, I feel like it's not very scary movies. I think just horror movies in general. I think The Thing is an awesome horror movie, but it kind of, since you're saying it's not scary, I think it's like
to me it's not scary.
I know. Well, I don't think it's scary for anyone. I think it's just like one of those where it's like kind of like Alien, where it just that's not very scary.
I don't know. I think I agree with Frank that when The Thing came out in '81, when Making Me 2 and Frank 1, it was scary for them because they hadn't seen anything like that.
Well, yeah,
on there. So like, I will agree that it was a scary time. That's like most lists will put the scariest movie is what is it? It's almost always the same movie. It's the Exorcist. I'm watching The Exorcist now. I'm not scared.
No, it's not.
Okay,
no.
But I get how it scared the bejesus out of people in the 70s.
Very vulgar. That bitch was saying lots of shit.
Oh, demon.
And then they tried to do it in what's it called? The new one, the one about the demon house.
Oh, I can't remember.
The one that was on Netflix randomly, and then everybody's like, "What the hell is this?"
What's your number 2?
So my number 2 is actually, like I said, well, I didn't say this, but Army of Darkness. I love that one.
And you're scared by it?
No, motherfucker. Like I said, I didn't say. I put horror movies, like horror, and then you were going for scary. I'm not going for scary.
Okay.
I'm saying it's a horror movie that I liked, that I can watch, put it on anytime, and I think I like it better than Evil Dead 2, because it kind of found its place being funny and then also Evil Dead style. Mm-hmm. And I think that's when they finally found their like, this is what Evil Dead is. Goofy, boom. They finally just went out and did it. Like, hey, this is so out there that this is what Evil Dead has became to be known about.
Yeah.
Evil Ash vs. the Evil Dead. It's just like that. It's goofy. It's funny. And that's why I said the 2013 version just kind of went opposite. It made it serious.
Yeah.
But Army of Darkness is just a fun fucking movie. I love it. And you get to see him with his one arm chainsaw majority of the movie. I would have said Evil Dead 2, but he only gets it for like towards the end of the movie. But yeah. Huge Bruce Campbell fan. Love that motherfucker. Was he there at HorrorCon?
No.
He should have been.
I think he has in previous ones when I was looking at some of the prior festivals. So not this time.
He does have a new show coming out, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's about like, I don't know if they're dead or like aliens, but like something like that. He's fighting stuff again, of course, but it's not Evil Dead.
All right, my number 1 scariest movie of all time to me is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface, Hickson, Texas, killing, destroying people, coming out of nowhere. Like, it's scary. Like, they did a very good job of doing all that stuff. Isn't one of my favorite horror movies of all time. No, but it's up there. It's on the list. But it is very scary all the way through. So that's mine. And the remake's not bad, but it's
the one with the bus. Netflix.
No, the one from like the early 2000s with Alexandra Daddario and whatever like that. But
get him, cousin.
But it was they took a movie that was very, very scary, and they were like, okay, push the line of R, but we want you to be like as close as to PG-13 as you can. So that's what made that being held back.
Yeah.
You know? But the original one, the second one is funny. It's got Matthew McConaughey in it, you know. So
of course it does.
He's
all right,
in it.
All right.
And he doesn't say that. He's like kill, kill, kill.
He just switched it up a little bit.
Kill, kill, kill. Wow, it's one of his first movies, so it's before he did the all right.
Yeah.
All right, who's number 2's next? No, number one. Number one. Frank, you got number 1 ready to go?
Yeah. Because it's the best of both worlds at the time. Freddy versus Jason. It's a dark horse for me, but it's definitely the one that I remember being okay. This is how it's gonna go. Get both of these guys in the same movie. I mean, how can you go wrong?
Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
It could have been better.
So anyway,
early drafts.
But
no, I'm sorry, I gotta stop you because early drafts that script was better, and I like Freddy versus Jason. Do you know why it was better? The original title was Ash versus Freddy versus Jason.
Oh, that would have been sexy.
And it was all written and ready to go. They were going to do it. And it was all three of them. And he was fighting them there, So, but they fell through. They couldn't get the rights because that was back when the rights were where it was Sam Raimi, what it was going to do. And so they just made it Freddy versus Jason, which is an entirely great movie. I own the DVD because there's a little button you can press and it says jump to a kill. And it'll just go to a random kill in the movie and you get to see it.
Hell yeah.
So, but yeah.
I mean, it's got a killer soundtrack too. I mean, because I'm a big metal guy, rocker and stuff like that, and the soundtrack's just awesome. I'm not gonna lie, and plus seeing John Ritter's kid act, I mean, that was great too. So, but anyway, I would think that'd be if I had to do an honorable mention, The Haunting. With Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I don't think I've seen that one. Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I've seen it, but it's been a while.
Brian would get that.
And a very young Owen Wilson in that one.
Yeah, so Owen Wilson gets decapitated by a flue changer that's like this of a giant fireplace, and it's a lion's head, and then it comes down and just takes his head.
So that'd be my honorable mention.
Oh, someone almost gets eaten by a bed.
Damn, this movie's crazy.
Like with carved children's heads in it, like in the woodwork, and they're coming down like teeth to eat a person.
So I would say my number one is Aliens. I find myself putting that. So one number two, all the time.
Aliens, right?
Yeah. Okay. The second one.
We're all gonna die, man. That one, right?
Yeah. The first one's great. But the second one, I find myself putting that one on a little bit more because it's probably a little bit more faster pace.
Yeah, because it's like a horror and a chase movie at the same time.
And then you got the queen of the aliens. Like you got it's
expanded the world a little bit.
Yeah, more. Instead of the first one where it's just like the ground, like just showing you what's going on. So I like that one a lot. But also my honorable mention would be Fear Street Part 2, 1978. Have you seen that one?
I think so.
It's R.L. Stine, but it's I like it because it's just like a classic camp story, camp horror story. Like it's basically Friday the 13th, but a different version of it. And I just like it. I like the characters in it. I think it's a really good movie to just kind of throw on and be like, all right, it's giving me old camp horror movie vibes, and I like those movies. We don't really get a lot of those anymore. Except American Horror Story tried to do it.
So I'll give an honorable mention. It's not a very good movie, but for horror, it was very scary, and I'm going to give it points for the turn of the screw, like turn something on its head, something that's not scary and make it scary. It's called Darkness Falls, and it takes the Tooth Fairy legend and makes it quite evil.
I feel like I've heard of that one.
If she died in this town, and if you're a kid and you wake up when you put your tooth underneath there, you look at her, you're gonna die, and you have to stay in the light for her not to get you, and it's pretty scary. It's not a great movie. Well, a little boy sees her, and she's gonna get and it kills like his entire family. He only remained alive because he stayed in the lights in the bathroom, and he grows up and he has to go back to the town, and he's like, try to, save some people and battle the fucking bitch, the Tooth Fairy. But yeah, Darkness Falls. It's
I have seen that one. It's been such a long time, but I do remember that.
But the idea of turning like a pleasant children's thing and just going, you know what, we're gonna fucking horrify this really bad.
I've always liked that idea, though, like the grim stories.
Yeah. Well, I hope our reviews on this beer are not grim, but I'm not going to censor anyone. What's time for our final thoughts and ratings on Ruby Raspberry Wheat Ale by Matt Anthony? I'll hit it up first. The flavor stayed good the whole way through for me. The raspberry, which I love, sweet and tart without being too big. Nice wheatiness the whole way through. Better in the sun. Grapevine here. I'm going to give it a 4.25. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's not like it's in the great, but it's not like stunningly great. It's very, very, very great. Very, very good to great, but not like like
no. It's not like I need another one right now, like right after this moment. But
so 4.25 for me.
Yeah, I like it way better than I did the first time. I definitely give this like a 4.25 as well or whatever. It's good. It's refreshing. If I was actually outside, like at a beer fest or something, you know, and it was hot out, I think this would be the one that like took me home and like, oh my God, yes, this is gonna save my life today because it's so refreshing. It's tasty. The wheat doesn't bother me.
It's just surprising. That's a good thing for you.
It's just very subtle, but the raspberry is just like, oh, I love that raspberry.
Frank.
I'm gonna give it a middle tier. We're gonna go solid 3 for me. I like it to a point where it's drinkable. It's definitely got the raspberries coming out, very good. But would it be something I would go to every time? No. But if it was offered to me, yes, I would drink it right then and there because I don't want to be rude. So anyway, that's my thoughts.
Okay. Well, we got some good thoughts about our next sponsor. Let's listen to them.
Do you want to find a hidden gem in the Midwest craft beer scene? If so, your search is over. The Niles Brewing Company is a nano brewery that produces some of the finest craft beer in the Midwest, with several award-winning brews and more to come, thanks to the expertise of master brewer Brandon Townsley. Be sure to check Facebook and Instagram for updates on upcoming events. On Sundays, you can enjoy a delectable brunch collaborated with Jim's Smokin' Cafe from noon to 2 p.m., accompanied by mimosa and Bloody Mary flight specials all day long. The brewery is located in Niles, Michigan, which features a social district downtown where patrons can enjoy their drinks outside on the sidewalk of Niles. For those seeking exceptional food, outstanding beers, and events that offer great company and entertainment, Niles Brewing Company is located at 206 East Main Street, Niles, Michigan, 49120. It is the ideal destination.
Bruce is getting hit from the back. He loves that shit. It's whack. That's the little confession. I'm obsessing with every moment that I'm dead in. I'm loving this shit, man. I could die right now and I be blessed, man. Like I'm chilling right now. Got this necklace and I'm looking it now. Could be a little noose, but I like it a little loose and I like that shit now. But I got a toot and I just beat it. I just beat it. I just
Beat it.
I got a confession, man, I just beat it on the beat, man. Now I'm just chilling in the street, man. Now you gotta do that shit in front of me, man. And Bruce is getting hit from the back again, loving it. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I got this raspberry wheat in my belly. Everybody loves that shit inside me. Frank hates it, but we love it. Frank is here and he's chilling. Freestyle Type B confession. Free Type B 2024 Anarchy on YouTube.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We got beer number 3 in the end. And it's Oktoberfest by Revolution Brewing. It's a Marzen. 5.7% ABV, 25 IBU. I've had 2 check-ins with this, and my average is 3.75. I said that was fantastic. Kudos to you, Revolution. Then I also said, gosh dang, boy, I taste October in every sip. Dang, I fucking loved it back then in 2020. I have, there's 44,800 people in the world that checked it in for a 3.69 out of 5. So my average is better. Revolution Brewing is a regional brewery from Chicago, Illinois. And Style Guide says, Marzen, a stein full of traditional Marzen offered in anticipation of those days filled with sausage, pretzels, and a table full of friends. Our brewers put all the time and care into this long lagered beauty using traditional German ingredients and methods. Smooth, toasty flavor and the inviting aromas of hearth-baked bread. Hearth-baked bread, finishing with just enough noble hop character to keep you coming back for another round. One of our most popular food pairing beers, or worthy of a hearty Prost on its own.
Ooh. I know that we get these giant pretzels from GF Jordan's Food Services. They're like the big Bavarian pretzels, and it says right in the instructions, please make sure you brush on water, butter, or your Oktoberfest beer onto the top of it before baking. So I'm sure this would be fantastic. All right, everybody, let's take a sip.
It tastes like an Oktoberfest.
Word vomit much?
It tastes like October in my mouth, like I said 4 years ago.
Guys, you know this is one of my top 5s, right?
That's why we chose it. I knew it was.
I knew you were coming.
Yeah.
Good. I can't lie. Freaking Oktoberfest is one of my favorite beers. It's just because it's the right time. You're
a malty beer guy, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
I am big on malty beers.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's got that bitterness to it, I am okay with that, because that's my style. That's predominantly the ones I like to brew too. So, as far as I can tell, I mean, Oktoberfest from Revolution, I can't.
We're right in the middle of Oktoberfest. It started
it's
last weekend, and it ends.
It's getting to that point.
I think your festival is the end of Oktoberfest. I think it's just like a 3 weeks, the end of September, the beginning of October.
Yep, sounds about right.
So is that really how long these Oktoberfests are out there, though?
It's usually a solid month.
Okay.
Of celebration.
Yeah, so like 2 weeks and 2 weeks.
I always like to try just Oktoberfest. If I see one, I'm like, I gotta try it. One of my coworkers, my buddy, he tried one from Sierra Nevada. Okay. It was called Fest Beer, and he said he loved it. He can't find it anywhere though.
I see it every day at Whole Foods when I go there.
You gotta grab him one. Okay. I'll tell.
Or if you guys are ever head over to Roseland, that Weiss Gastrohaus, that German restaurant over there.
It's right by the Brunos.
They have a lot of traditional German beers, and they have a fest beer there.
I've never heard of
It's near
this place.
Fat Cap. You've heard of Fat Cap?
Yeah.
It's right near there.
Phenomenal.
So it's right by the Fat Cap like barbecue place?
It's further north
but like
of that.
A block and a half. It's just north of Cheers.
Is it by the Cat City place?
The
Cat City shop?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But it's just north of Cheers.
Okay.
Like a half a block.
Okay, I know where you're at now. I've never seen it.
If you ever get a chance, you need to go in that place. That place is phenomenal. Food's good, and the beers are just great. I mean, if you like traditional German beers,
and you can drink beer there.
What?
Is a beer you can like a bar? You can drink beers there. And
yes,
stuff?
you can drink.
It's a restaurant. It's a restaurant.
Oh, okay, all right.
So yes, they have all that stuff there. So they do have a fest beer there.
But Whole Foods is closer to you.
That sounds good though.
Just to let you know. So in case in the future you decide to get a hair up your ass, you go on out there and take a look.
Oh, I got plenty of hairs on my ass, Frank.
Well, things that are better than hairs on your ass. What are you guys' first thoughts on this Oktoberfest? I'm enjoying it. It is not as malty as some of them. That's the gambit of Marzens, right? Some of them are very malty. Some of them are not very malty.
This is a smooth malty.
I tend to like the ones right in the middle where like it's a little bit of malty, but a little bit not at the same time. I do not really like the ones that are super malty for the most part. That's where I fall off, and this doesn't hit that. That's right. This one's right in the middle. I'm wishing I do have the necklace full of pretzels right now because I think the saltiness would add to the flavor on this. I bet if like a salty pretzel would help make this even better.
Along with some traditional German mustard.
Sure. Yes.
I was thinking of
some ground mustard right now would be very good.
That stuff's fire, right?
Yeah. Little horseradish inside of it. Yep. What do you guys start thinking so far? How's your first thoughts?
I love Oktoberfest. Like you said, dude, this is like one of the beers that I look forward to every year. It's like, it's perfect. I don't like stouts. I don't like porters, but like the Oktoberfest is like the perfect medium bodied drink for me.
It could be very full bodied too. Cause
I don't like those ones.
I've made an Oktoberfest.
I hated it.
Oh no. Love you too. Dick. But anyway,
Yeah.
So I love Oktoberfest. There's no denying it. I look forward to this year every year. It's always on my calendar. Like when September rolls, I'm ready to go.
It's so nice seeing Oktoberfest out there. Oh my God, dude. So yeah, I've had this 4 years ago apparently, and so did Bruce. We saw it on Untapped.
I guess.
We must have had it around the same time, I guess. But
2020, man, that would have been like my first year on the podcast. Maybe we're just drinking it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it wasn't on
Well,
the
I had
podcast.
it twice that year, apparently.
It wasn't on the podcast.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think it was. But we just enjoyed the shit out of it, but we never had it on the show. So I guess this is a homage to Oktoberfest, and it's just meant to be because we've all had it. And I didn't have it until
It's just been 4 years.
Yeah, it's been 4 years since we've had it. So this is beautiful. I love it.
Hop Station from time to time has a Oktoberfest release. They just had one not too long ago. So they had all types of Oktoberfest from other breweries, and I loved it when I went last year. And so sorry I missed out on this year, but anyway, good beers. Each one is not the same. There's always some subtle differences that you get when you drink this style. So it all depends on how they brewed it, or when they fermented it, and how long they lagered it. So it's one of those things, but it's a goddamn good beer.
It is.
All right. So speaking of things that are crazy and different, we're gonna go into our last segment, Fesshole.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah.
This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. This is Fesshole, yeah. I remember that episode.
One take wonder there.
It just took me back to that episode where we had Ruin Willow.
Yeah.
And, oh my God, dude, we just did it live with her. That was hilarious.
So this is Fesshole. This is where an X account / Twitter account where you can confess to things and just put it out there for everyone to see anonymously. We're going to read some of them, laugh or cringe or whatever our reaction is.
Whatever you want to do.
All right. When I go to the spa at my gym, I like to use the whirlpool not only to stretch and relax, but to clean my butthole in the jet pump. It's very satisfying.
I would agree that is very satisfying.
I'm sorry. You guys threw me a curveball on this one. Good Lord. I don't know about that.
Sometimes you got to clean chlorine, you know?
I don't know about that, man. To each its own, right?
Okay, so we got another one here. I couldn't afford to take my kids to Disney World when they were little, but hated them feeling left out when they started, grade school and middle school. So I gaslighted them as toddlers that they had been there. My eldest is now 28 and my youngest is 25, and they convince all their friends and their family that they've been. And when I know the whole time, they've never gone.
Wow, that's cold-blooded.
So they act like they do
because
all the time?
She convinced them, or he or she has convinced them when they were young that, don't you remember we went to this?
But that was their first time.
They've never gone.
Oh,
No. That's still to this day they haven't gone according to this post. But they're telling stories like, we did this great thing, we went there, and she's like,
without any photo evidence that does not valid.
No. You never took a photo at Disneyland. Nobody gonna believe you.
Because who doesn't go to that place and not take any photography whatsoever? No. I mean, that's shady right there. I'm sorry. Yeah. You don't do that to a kid. That scars them for life.
They're going to find out later and just fucking hate you.
Myself and my husband of 25 years sneak off to a hotel every couple of weeks to have wild, noisy sex.
Hell yeah.
We have 3 grown kids in the house and our bed is really creaky. It's costing us a fortune, but I can't wait till they all fuck off and leave the house. That's not much of a confession.
That's not really. That's just
that's just like saying something.
She wanted us to know that she has sex still.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's not really too much of.
How about this?
Okay.
This mild one. My husband thinks that he's extraordinarily lucky. He loves finding coins on the ground. He finds them every day. What he doesn't realize is that I precede everywhere we're going with coins from our own. So she's just throwing these coins down for him to find. So he's not lucky, but he thinks he's lucky because he keeps finding coins.
The fuck?
That's
That seems like a lot of work for no real reason.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
something about that does not compute.
No, why that's too much work for no reward.
I'm sorry, man. What the hell?
This one confesses, my favorite thing to do is when driving, I notice that someone else is being obnoxious. I will drive equally to the person next to me and make sure that they're stuck behind me for the entire way.
Damn.
So if the person on the right starts speeding up, they speed up to catch it, making it just that no one can pass on either side, no matter what. No matter how slow the other driver is going, they will match their speed. So they just make everyone behind them stuck.
I noticed a lot of that on the bypass.
And what's the reason for that?
Whenever they know someone's driving like an asshole, they will stop them. But the side effects is anyone else behind them can't also go any faster.
I've done that a couple times.
Especially if you can find that long bed that just hovers for a little bit.
Yeah.
I see it on the bypass every morning. It gets ridiculous. Some of these guys are flying on that thing, especially around 5:30 in the morning. It's crazy.
It's wild. A couple weeks ago, or on our way back from Loggers in Lawrence, we were driving, and I had a feeling that this girl next to us, I just passed her. I just passed her. I was driving, and I was just like, okay, everybody's kind of too slow for me, so I'm trying to go. But then I stayed in the right lane. I didn't go in front of her or anything, like slow her down, nothing. I wasn't being an asshole. I just got past her, and I just kept driving in the right lane. Then I got stuck behind this car, and then here comes her. Matches this dude's speed for me to get behind her, and I got behind her, and then she kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like, she kind of boxed me in. And I'm like, just because I passed you, like, all I was doing is in the right lane, driving the fucking speed limit.
It don't matter, buddy. Anybody could be a dick anytime if they wanted to.
But I'm thinking I should have just went in front of her because I had a feeling. Oh, no, I did pass her actually after like all this. I ended up passing her later on, and then I get to the exit, and I was like, "Fuck you."
There are some people out there, and you know who you are, that do that just to toy with you.
I only do it to assholes, and so with her, I was happy to pass her towards the end. Because I had to speed up to get to my exit, and she just happened to be in the right lane. So I was like, got in front of her, and then I went to my exit. So I was like, yeah, fuck you.
I mean, it's crazy.
I have a couple more here to wrap it up, but we have, I have 2 jobs. Neither of the 2 jobs know that I have another job. I work remotely. I'm an Uber driver, and I have a desk job from my Uber. I do meetings sometimes when I'm delivering people food, and no one is the wiser.
Dang, that's a hustle.
That's moonlighting at its best.
Yeah, you're fucking killing it.
2 more to go. I got this one as just for you, Honer.
Thank you.
Me and my now wife were getting married, and we told everyone that we were getting married. And anytime any of the people that we told that we were getting married would suggest something for our wedding, we would put a tally mark. Anyone who got 6 tally marks or more was not invited.
Hey. That's wild.
That's shady.
That never happened.
So if they did like a suggestion on something, tally. You got 6 or more, not invited.
That's wild.
That's calculated.
Yeah, that's like no.
That's like premeditated bullshit.
Yeah, like I don't know. And nobody really give us that much shit.
All right.
Even one is kind of annoying. You know, even one somebody trying to tell you how to do something.
Well, my suggestion to your wedding was we need more cheese. But there was a deal.
I knew I shouldn't.
Somehow you had a deal.
Yeah. I didn't. I remember that.
We were at his wedding, and then I was just in line, and I didn't care. But they had a taco station, and there was no cheese left, and it was just still
Scandalous.
It was still the first through of people. So like the seconds haven't happened. And the person in front of me mentioned to the people refilling, "Hey, can you get more cheese?" And they looked at that person and said, in a straight face, we negotiated a cheese amount with the groom, and that's all the cheese that we have. And I was like, wow, you've negotiated a cheese level, owner?
Yeah, and
that was what's such an important. Now, I realized it was tacos, and Mexican tacos don't have cheese.
Yeah.
So it was very plausible to me, knowing Honer and the people who were making it. I knew at least two of them? I think I know at least two of them. That was a conversation. But the fact that they admitted that they had a negotiation about cheese, which I've now found out that the groom says that there was no negotiation.
There's no negotiation. I never said anything about cheese. So like that was just the thing they came up with. I'm like, I didn't say nothing about cheese. I love cheese. I would have said more the merrier, dude. Fuck yeah. Get that cheese on every fucking taco. But I didn't know that at all. So when he said that, I was like,
damn it, you freaking mouse.
I love cheese.
Cheese?
Are you Monterey Jack from Tailspin?
I'm Pepper Jack.
No, not Tailspin, but Rescue Rangers.
Don't you put cheese on your tacos?
Who doesn't?
Well, a lot of Mexicans.
The motherfucking rat over here, mouse over here.
Yeah. I mean, I like them with or without.
I love cheese on mine. I can't.
And here's our last one of the day, guys. So I am one of those guys. When a plane lands, I start clapping. We all everyone else rolls their eyes and stuff, but hey, it was a little miracle. We made it. It deserves a clap. What do you think?
I feel like
How about like at a train stop when it stops mid portion when they have problems, and then it gets moving like yay, we're back in motion again.
But do you clap when the plane lands?
Absolutely not.
Do you get mad at people who do or roll your eyes?
I don't care either way. So I'm like,
the first time people started clapping when I've been on a plane, I was like, why is everybody clapping? I had no idea why.
Because they made terra firma without a problem. That's the problem.
I guess, but like that's their job.
So because anytime that they
have you flown?
Yeah.
Did they clap?
I feel like I've heard some people clap, and I don't care. Maybe I might.
Did you understand why?
I might. Yes, because you landed, and I might have.
Did you clap? Are you a clapper?
No. If people clap, I'm gonna clap with them because I'm like, oh yeah, dude, fuck yeah. But then like at the end of a movie, like Avengers and shit, people clapped.
Yeah, that's weird.
Clap on, clap off.
I don't know if I clap at
clapper.
I think
Avengers Endgame. Everybody clapped.
I think I would clap at a plane before I clap in a movie theater. For the movie ending. Maybe there was a part in the movie where like there was audience participation was needed or something like that. Like what in Peter Pan when like clapping will make Tinkerbell come back to life. Did you clap?
No.
Do you want to bring that fairy back to life?
No, I didn't. I wanted her to die.
Oh.
Wow.
Even
Julia Roberts?
Never her.
You probably didn't even seen that movie.
Yeah, with Robin Williams. Hook.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good boy.
good boy. Folks at home, he just reached over and patted him on the head.
Now I kind of wish I'd never seen that movie because I didn't want to hear Frank say that to me ever in my life.
Well, here's things we
Whatever.
do. I want Frank
Get out of here.
Frank, what did you think of our last beer? Give us a rating and all your thoughts on it from the tasting notes and everything.
Because I love this style, right?
Yes.
5.
I'm going right for the jugular. I'm all in. So 5.
Oh,
5-star banger.
This is definitely. I mean, like I said before, Revolution does never do anything wrong with their beers. I mean, I can't discount whatever they do.
I'm going to hold you to that because you're not a sour guy, which I made sure not to put a sour on here. And they make a whole lot of sour, so you have to give good scores to them from now on because you said Revolution can't do wrong.
You probably had a freedom of speech or whatever.
Yes, I've had one.
And you rated it a 5 to never do wrong.
No, they don't. So I'm not.
But it's not his style, so it's not obviously.
I'm not going to discount. So definitely, this is good.
Yeah,
I can't say anything bad about this one.
I love Oktoberfest. I'm gonna give it a 4.75.
Whoa!
This is one of the best Oktoberfests I've had. It's smooth, it's malty, but it it's not too malt forward where it's just like that's all you're getting. This is just like the perfect blend, and that's what I want.
It's a significant increase for you.
I know. Well, like I said, that was 2020, right? Yeah. So 4 years ago. Yeah, my palate has definitely changed since then.
Mine is definitely probably the same. It's 3.75. It's very good.
What a loser.
I'm bringing this down just a little bit. Reality check to both of you guys.
To each its own.
Reality check.
To each its own.
Yeah, remember when Frank taught us that lesson?
To me, this is very, very good. I've had better Oktoberfest.
Name one.
Exactly. Let me bring out the Untapped app and show you off air.
May take a moment or two.
But yeah, I can edit this so it sounds like I had it right away. But so yeah, 3.75. It's very good. It's not super malty. It's not flat or watery. It's a good right down the middle.
You know what is flat? Your ass. So fuck you.
But that's true. I mean. And no fucking me. That's weird. But there we go.
Wow. This went south really quick.
So did he.
See what I did there?
Well, what doesn't go south is our good friends at the UPS store on State Road 23 in Ironwood for printing, copying, shipping, and notary, and Amazon drop-offs. They're good friends of the pod, and they helped us out, and they will help you out, too. That's right. The UPS store on State Road 23 on Ironwood in South Bend.
Only South Bend.
Only
Don't go to the other one.
Don't go to the other ones. That's the best one. They're the ones who will help you out.
I've never been there, but I trust Bruce, I guess.
Now, if you're going to go to the mega event, which is the Festival of Beers in Michiana, which is going to be at the 4-H.
Which is tomorrow.
Or today, in a sense, when it's released on Saturdays. Make sure you see us out there. We will be raising money again on the charity raffle. We have a giant 1 liter German dimpled mug that will be in part of the cooler giveaways.
And if you don't win it, I'm taking it home.
And then we have the extra special this year only. We've only done this. We have an igloo cooler, like one of those ones you see taken to your work. It's the pyramid tops that slide. But guess what, folks? It's a Bluetooth speaker at the same time, folks.
Oh my God, it's so sexy. I want it.
So it is beach wear, boat wear, go on a trip. You can listen to your tunes and drinking your suds.
Oh, dude, it's so nice. I love it.
So see us, raise some money for a good charity. See Frank, tell him, hey, don't forget to buy your ticket, Frank. You always forget. You say you're going to come back and you never do.
Get out of here.
But no, dude, for real though, come hang out with us at the Festival of Beers. Frank will be there with this smoked brown ale. We'll be there with smiles, and I'll be drunk because I'm the social media guy. I'm not going to be at the tent, probably.
Very little. He just gives me about 1 hour spiel. He gives me an hour to go do stuff.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for letting me be there for an hour.
So festivalbeers.us, guys. Make sure you guys check it out and get those tickets because they're flying fast. So take your time. Not.
So many good brewers, so many good vendors, good tunes come out. It's always a good time. This is at least 3 years running for us, maybe 4. It's right around there. It's always a good time. I can't say that enough. Frank, what was your favorite beer of the day? We haven't done this in a while.
Between
No between. You gotta pick one.
Well, gun to head, definitely the Oktoberfest.
All right. How about you, Hunter?
So hold on, let me get this gun off his head because I did have a gun loaded. I'm gonna have to say, what the fuck we have today?
Raspberry. Right in
front of you.
We had raspberry and Nosferatu. We had Oktoberfest. Dude, that Oktoberfest is a very close second, but it's got to be raspberry wheat. That one was so refreshing.
Raspberry wheat. Ruby,
but if it's last call,
it's not last call.
But if
we're just saying.
Okay, I'm gonna say if it was.
Okay, that's last call. Raspberry's mine.
Yeah.
Now we're moving to last call.
If it was last call,
now,
Oktoberfest.
Frank, what do you want to end your night on? This is not necessarily your favorite beer, but it's the beer you want to finish your night with. What is that beer?
I'm sticking with the Oktoberfest, fellas.
Yep, I agree with that. My last call is definitely Oktoberfest.
I think I'd finish the night with the Nosferatu just because it...
A heavy hitter?
No, it's more of just the symbolism of like the vampire. It's the end of the night. It's late. Let's just Let's just go with the
what you
one
do
that,
in the shadows type
yeah,
shit.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
You ever seen that show?
I've seen parts of it. I've just never seen full episodes.
It's great, except for the 3rd season. Skip that. 4th season's good too, though.
Plus this and minus that.
Yeah. Take that one out and then go this. But I fucking love what's his name, Barry something. You know what I mean? You know.
I know what you mean. I don't know what you mean at the same time.
You know what I'm talking about. The guy.
I know what you're talking about, but
The second, not the main, but the second.
the energy vampire.
No, he's funny as fuck. No, the other one. He's with the girl.
Sorry, can't help you.
Jackie Daytona.
Yes. Oh my god, I love him. But yeah, so thank you guys for checking us out. We got next up. We got
Speaking of
shouts out.
people who like check us out, it's the shouts out. Indianapolis, Indiana, Chicago, Illinois, South Bend, Indiana, Inglewood, Ohio, Los Angeles, California, Rocky River, Ohio, North Hollywood, California, Akron, Indiana, Riverview, Florida, Las Vegas, Nevada, Dublin, Ireland, East Hampshire, England, Queens, New York, Cleveland, Ohio, Franklin on Main, Hesse, Germany, Plymouth, Indiana, Reno, Nevada, Depew, New York, St. Augustine, Florida, Detroit, Michigan, Bayonne, New Jersey, Burlington, Wisconsin, Garland, Texas, Rochester, New York, San Antonio, Texas, St. Louis, Missouri, Barrington, Rhode Island, Niles, Franklin, Tennessee, Niles, Michigan is what I was trying to say before, Sydney, Australia, and finally, you know it, you love it. This is the first time I've seen it in the top 15. Milan, Italy.
Italy,
Getting fancy.
Back, Italy.
Whoa.
Viva Italia.
What was didn't we have like a Japanese place, Japan, one time? That was cool.
They come up and down, but never, top 15.
I'm gonna have to learn Japanese.
Japanese.
So I can like
Japanese.
Japan panties. I'm just playing. I'm playing. Don't cancel me, champion. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
What's the word? Jap. Oh my god.
Japanese.
Move on from me.
Japan.
So,
Yeah.
Italian Heritage Month is next month. So, I mean, that's awesome that Milan's there.
Yes, it is.
Dude, we had we have quite a few people in Italy that check us out. One of my friends on Instagram, they told us that they're like, yeah, we actually tell you about to our friends and stuff. We tell them about this podcast. And I was like, in honor of that, we tried Peroni the next week.
Yeah.
And then that's when I heard about that beer when you said it's Italian Pilsner or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So this is the best time, Frank. I don't know why you're not on this list, but this is our premium subscribers. When you're at a bar and you see a friend don't you buy them a beer?
On occasion.
Sometimes.
Okay, and usually those beers.
It's usually them buying me drinks.
But that's usually between $5 and $7 for a beer, correct? You can buy us a beer on the show. We use the money from this to buy beers for the show. Be a premium sponsor by going to click the link in the notes and support our show. It's $5 a month. If you make it 12 months in a row, we get you a premium shirt that only the people who sign up get them. We don't sell them separately. It's a special one. Each year has a different one. So if you make it 12 months, you get into that year's shirt and it's yours. No one else will be wearing it unless somebody else also did the same thing as you.
Which we just had 3 1-year subscribers and they all got their shirts.
And soon a fourth one's coming, I believe. The fourth one's coming.
Yeah.
Skylar's coming pretty soon. So
Good to know.
It's $5 a month. Come on, everyone can drop down $5 once a month for a buddy at the bar.
And this isn't just towards Frank. So Frank, don't feel
No,
like
yeah,
this.
it's not just you.
But
Frank.
we're talking about the audience.
That's the best way to support us because we use that money to buy the beers. People are not sending us beers. We buy the beers here.
We also use the money to create shirts, to create more content for you guys, to just make
Not
this
line our
podcast-
pockets.
to keep the podcast going. It's that's really all it is. You're helping us out.
So there's a link. It says support the show and all our show notes. Click that bad boy. Sign yourself up. Become a premium subscriber. You become a Bedardian.
Yeah, you become one of our favorite people on earth. And we got the great one, Vic,
Sylvia Town,
Matt Snyder,
Skylar, and just because my dad doesn't know how to do it, he's old. Next time I see my dad, every time he said he's gonna do it, but as soon as I go home and he has time, I'll be my dad, Bruce the Beer Bandit Senior. All right, Frank, thank you for being on the show.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Any last second shout outs or social medias you want to plug?
So pay attention to us on Facebook and Instagram. So that's the best way to get up to the minute updates on anything, and pay attention to some of your local TV stations and stuff like that. Will be interviewed throughout the time. Especially tomorrow, or Monday, I'll be on Hometown Living on WSBT around 9:00. So,
all right, just Drunken Buds on everything. Anything else special you want to plug there, Honer?
I'm Honer Creations on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I make dumbass videos for dumbass people like me, and I'm also the social media guy for Drunken Buds. So if you're talking to us, you're talking to me.
Just a quick shout out. Our next episode will be a barrel age, and the one after that will be the Lost Like Lions band from Buffalo, New York.
And soon we will be at Two Toms Brewing
in
Fort Wayne. So once we get that completed, we will be there.
Been there.
All right, everybody. It's time to wrap out. Frank, you going to wrap us out?
Frank's about to tank this shit.
I have no rapping ability, so go for it, guys.
Go for it, guys. That's what Frank said, man. He let me loose, man. Now I'm going it, killing it like I'm Michael Myers and loving this shit like I'm on Elm Street. Gonna kill your ass in your dreams. I ain't on the street. I'm doing this shit, man. I got a streak and I'm doing it now and I'm doing it loud and I'm doing it proud like family. Hey, hey. Proud family. I'm a family man and I'm coming for your family, cause I'm gonna kill them and get them in the guns and I'm putting them in the trunk when I'm doing this shit, son, man. Hey, I'm gonna do it. It's October, man, and I'm feeling it. Free melodic type beat, last call. Dark type beat, Sanchi Beats on YouTube.